Hi everyone, welcome again to a new session on the AWS. In this session, I will explain you about AWS Solution Architect Associate Level Question and Answer. So I've already covered one set in previous session. If you not watched, please consider watching that first and then moving to this set. So whenever you are preparing for Solution Architect, you will need advanced knowledge of AWS. So that you will get good score in certification. It is also recommended or it's also very much important in terms of interview because these types of questions are basically asked in interview as well. So if you are very much interested and keen to crack the interview as well as get good scores in certification, please watch the session from start to end so that this will help you in each and every front. So after discussing question, at the end of every question, I will explain why the answer is this, why not others. This will help you to understand in detail as well. So if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing and pressing bell icon for more updates. Let's begin with AWS Solution Architect Associate Level Certification Question Set 2. First question, which of the following strategies can be used to control access to your Amazon EC2 instances? Answer, EC2 security groups. Why? Because IAM policy allows us to specify that actions our IAM users are allowed to perform against our EC2 instance. However, when it comes to access control, security groups are what we need in order to define and control the way we want our instance to be accessed and whether or not certain kind of communications are allowed or not. Question number 2. A user has launched one EC2 instance in the US East region and one in the US West region. The user has launched an RDS instance in US East region. How can the user configure access from both the EC2 instance to RDS? The answer is configure security group of the US East region to allow traffic from the US West region instance and configure the RDS security group ingress rule for the US East EC2 group because the user cannot authorize an Amazon EC2 security group if it is in a different AWS region than the RDS DB instance. The user can authorize an IP range or specify an Amazon EC2 security group in the same region that refers to an IP address in another region. In this case, allow IP of US West inside US East security group and open the RDS security group for the US East region. Question number 3. In Amazon EC2, if your EBS volume stays in the detaching state, we can force the detachment by clicking. So, answer is force detach. Because if your volume stays in detaching state, you can force the detachment by clicking force detach. Question number 4. An organization has a statutory requirement to protect the data at rest for data stored in EBS volume. Which of the below mentioned options can the organization use to achieve data protection? So out of 4, 3 are right. First is data replication, second data encryption, and third data snapshot. Because for protecting the Amazon EBS data at rest, the user can use options such as data encryption, data replications, and data snapshot because data encryption works on Windows Linux third-party based. Data replication works AWS internally replicates data for redundancy and snapshots helps to point in the time backup. Question number 5. Which IAM role do you use to grant AWS Lambda permission to access the DynamoDB stream? Answer is execution rule, because we can grant AWS Lambda permission to access a DynamoDB stream using IAM rule known as the execution rule. Question number 6. Name the disk storage supported by Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, that is EC2. Answer is Amazon Instance Store, because Amazon EC2 supports the following storage options, that is Amazon Elastic Block Store, that is EBS, Amazon EC Instance Store, Amazon Simple Storage Service, that is Amazon S3. Question number 7. You are signed in a root user on your account, but there is an Amazon S3 bucket under your account that you cannot access. What is the possible reason for this? Answer. An IAM user assigned a bucket policy to an Amazon S3 bucket and did not specify the root user as a principal. Out of 4, so whatever is mentioned, this one is the right, but the answer may differ in your case as well. So make sure you should select the right one. Let's understand the explanation about this answer. So with IAM, you can centrally manage users' security credentials such as access keys and permission that control which AWS resources users can access. In some cases, you might have an IAM user with full access to IAM and Amazon S3. If the IAM user assigns a bucket policy to an Amazon S3 bucket and does not specify the root users as a principal, the user is denied access to the bucket. However, as a root user, you can still access the bucket by modifying the bucket policy to allow root user access. Question number 8. Select the correct statement within Amazon EC2 when using Linux instance. The device name is /dev/sdalis. So this is reserved for the root device, because within Amazon EC2, when using a Linux instance, the device name /dev/sda1 is reserved for the root device only. Question number 9. The common use cases for DynamoDB fine-grained access control, that is FGAC, are cases in which the end user wants. Answer. To read or modify the table directly without a middle tier service, because FGAC can benefit any application that tracks information in a DynamoDB table where the end user wants to read or modify the table directly without a middle tier service. For instance, a developer of a mobile app named Acme can use FGAC to track the top score of every Acme users in a DynamoDB table. FGAC allows the application clients to modify only the top score of the user that is currently running the application. Question number 10. A user has set up the CloudWatch alarm on the CPU utilization matrix at 50% with a time interval of 5 minutes and 10 periods to monitor. What will be the speed of alarm at the end of 90 minutes if the CPU utilization is constant at 80%? Answer. It will alarm, because in this case the alarm watches a metric every minutes for 10 intervals, that it needs at least 50 minutes to become to the OK state. Till then it will be in the insufficient data state. Since 90 minutes have passed, the CPU utilization is at 80% constant, the state of alarm will be alarming. Next, question number 11. Which one of the flow is not an AWS Storage Service? So, Amazon CloudFront. It might differ because whatever possible options are available, out of them, this one is not an storage service. Question number 12. You receive a bill from AWS but are confused because you see you are incurring different costs for the exact same storage size in different regions on AWS S3. You ask AWS why this is so? What response should we expect to receive from AWS? Answer is we charge less where our costs are less. Because Amazon S3 is a storage for the internet. It's a simple storage service that offers software developers a highly scalable, reliable, and low latency data storage infrastructure at very low cost. AWS charges less where costs are less. For example, their costs are lower in the US standard region than in the US West region. Question number 13. You are setting up some EBS volume for a customer who has requested a setup which includes a RAID, that is redundant array of inexpensive disks. AWS has some recommendation for RAID setups, which RAID setup is not recommended for Amazon EBS. So answer is RAID 5 and RAID 6 is not recommended from Amazon EBS, because with Amazon EBS you can use any of the standard RAID configuration that you can use with a traditional bare metal server, as long as that particular RAID configuration is supported by the operating system for the instance. This is because all RAID is accomplished at the software level. For greater input-output performance than you can achieve with a single volume, RAID 0 can stripe multiple volumes together for an instance redundancy. RAID 1 can mirror two volumes together. RAID 5 and RAID 6 are not recommended for Amazon EBS because parity write operations of these RAID models consume some of the IOPS available to our volumes. Question number 14. What is the network performance offered by C4.8x large instance in Amazon EC2? Answer is 10 gigabytes, because networking performance offered by the C4 instance is 10 gigabytes only. Question number 15. You are planning and configuring some EBS volumes for an application in order to get the most performance out of your EBS volume. You should attach them to an instance with enough to support your volumes. Answer is bandwidth, because when you plan and configure EBS volume for an application, it is important to consider the configuration of the instances that you will attach the volume to. In order to get the most performance out of the EBS volume, you should attach them to an instance with enough bandwidth to support your volumes, such as EBS optimized instance or an instance with 10 gigabytes network connectivity. This is especially important when you use general purpose or provisioned volumes, or when you strip multiple volumes together in a RAID configuration. Question number 16. Can a single EBS volume be attached to multiple EC2 instances at the same time? Answer is no, because we cannot attach EBS volume to multiple EC2 instances. This is because it is equivalent to using a single hard drive with many computers at the same time. Question number 17. Which of the following statement is true of tagging an Amazon EC2 resource? Answer. You can't terminate, stop, or delete a resource based solely on its tag, because you can assign tags only to resources that are already exist. You can't terminate, stop, or delete a resources based solely on its tag. You must specify the resource identifier. Question number 18. When does the billing of an Amazon EC2 system begin? Answer is it starts when Amazon EC2 instantiate the boot sequence of AM instance, because billing commences when Amazon EC2 instantiate the boot sequence of AM instance. Billing ends when the instance terminates, which could occur through a web service command by running a shutdown -h or through an instance failure. When you stop an instance, Amazon shuts it down but does not change hourly usage or a stop instance or data transfer fees, but charges for the storage for any Amazon EBS volumes. Question number 19. You have just discovered that you can upload your objects to Amazon S3 using Multipart Upload API. You want to start to test it out but unsure of the benefit that it could provide. Which of the following is not a benefit of using multi-part uploads? Answer is it's more secure than normal upload because multi-part upload in Amazon S3 allows you to upload a single object as a set of parts. Question number 20. Which of the following would you use to list your AWS import or export jobs? Amazon S3 REST API because you can list AWS import or export job with the list of command using the command line client or REST API. That's all in set 2. Hope you liked it and I'm expected this will increase your score in certification and get certified with good score. If you really think this would be helpful for your certification, press thumbs up and consider subscribing channel for the latest update. Thank you for watching.